class focusing on releasing the hamstrings, yeah, so the backs of the legs here, which is a tight place for lots of people, especially runners, and people that do a lot of activity, or just anyone who maybe sits down for a long time at a desk, something like that. So as always, there may be people doing this class with really flexible hamstrings, maybe some people that really struggle with their hamstring flexibility. So as always, please just listen to your body. Try not to force yourself into any shapes, maybe what I'm doing. Just listening to your body and just taking it as far as feels comfortable today. As always, there should never be any pain in any postures that we do. So when you're ready, close your eyes. You can come seated. I'm just sitting on a little pillow as it's a little bit more comfortable and it allows the hips to open. You can sit on a block, books, cushion, and the higher the hips are from the floor, the more they tend to release down. So making this a little more comfortable. So you can try that if you like. Now as soon as you close your eyes, moving from the outside world to the inside world, okay? So that's quite hard to do. It's quite a funny thing to say, but moving from all what's happening, so the busy, active lives, the things you need to do later, the things that happened yesterday, try to come inside now and let's look at how the body feels, how the breath feels, and what the body wants today. So lengthening up through the spine with the next breath in and rolling the shoulders back and down with the next breath out, and just follow the breath for a few rounds. Breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose. The breath leads and the mind follows along. Now as we practice slowing the breath down, just practice following the breath from the very beginning as the breath starts to the very peak, the very top of our breath. And following the breath all the way until the lungs are completely empty. Just taking 3 more breaths completely for yourself here. Now the eyes can stay closed. You can open the eyes, that's up to you. Let's stretch the neck, drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Starting to notice what stops us in this stretch. Where do we feel this? There's many muscles and ligaments keeping the neck upright. Lovely. Other side, breathe in, come through center as you exhale. Gently dropping the ear the other way. Really trying to keep the shoulders down. Lots of length. lots of breath. Breathing in and come back to center, exhaling and dropping chin down towards the chest. What stops you here? Maybe the chin touches the chest. Maybe not, maybe the muscles in the back of the neck stop you. Breathe. Inhale, lifting. Let's take the chin this time all the way up towards the ceiling. Again, maybe the head touches to the back of the neck. Or maybe there's a strong stretch through the front of the throat. Either way, just notice. Breathing in and coming back to center. Lovely. I promise we'll get moving a lot more soon. But just for now, let's get the shoulders rolling, lifting up and back and down. You can move with breath. Breathe in as you lift up and breathe out as you draw back, draw down. Close the eyes if it helps. How much motion is there here? How does it feel? Is it smooth, or is there cracking? Is there sounds in the shoulders? Using the breath to take this the other way. Shoulders move up, forwards and down. Back to the center. When you are ready, we take one twist here. Breathe in and stretch up. Just start with interlace and turn your palms up towards the ceiling and straighten up through your arms. Try to tuck the ribs in. Take another breath in. Exhale and turn. It doesn't matter which way. Just twist through spine. Notice the shoulders turn, the head turns. Take a full breath in and out here. Breathe in to return center, reach up, interlace and stretch. Stay here for a moment. And take a big breath in and lengthening up and out of the top of the head, then twisting on the out breath, turning on the out breath, relaxing somewhere as we take a breath in and out. Breathing into center, stretching up, interlace, draw the biceps back by the ears if you can. Start to stretch through the shoulders. One more breath. And then draw those arms down. We're coming straight over into our downward facing dog. So come on over now, spread the fingers. Hands about shoulder width, tuck your toes and lift your hips high. First time here today. We're going to get lots of movement into the hamstrings and the whole back of the body. So not just these muscles here, the calf muscles, the lower back, in between the shoulder blades. We're concentrating on all of these muscles today in the back of the body. They are all linked together. So let's walk through our downward dog. We're helping one heel down and then helping the other one down. If you find the heel does not touch the floor, don't force it. I'm sure you can feel the stretch where you are, so stay there. Keep breathing. Experiment with shifting a little bit more weight into one foot, a little bit more weight into the other, maybe even lifting one foot, lifting the other. There's no right or wrong here. Holding still in your downward facing dog, pressing out of the hands and lifting that tailbone high. Just notice here your option is to bend the knees and just lengthen up through spine. Just hold. Take a look forwards now and walking in between your hands. We're going to find a fold A little bit different, so bend the knees as much as you need. Have the feet a little bit wider for a little bit of stability. Now bend the knees. Now if you can bring chest or belly to thighs, that's what we want to try and find here. And drop the chin in. Let's see if you can hug the backs of the legs, okay? Like I said, everyone will be completely different here, so bend the knees as much as you need to. Try to close the space between thighs and upper body. Now we're going to find our edge in our flat back extension. So if you can bring fingertips to the floor in this position, do. If not, bring them to shins. And now gently, gently start to extend through the spine. Extend through the spine, lift chest. And start to find your flat back. Long spine, straight spine, pressing that tailbone away. Now, if you can begin to extend the legs at all, finding that edge there. And just hold, just breathe. Keep drawing chest forwards. With your next out breath, just fold, bend the knees as much as is needed. Let the head relax, maybe rock the head side to side. Amazing. From here now, step your feet as wide as your mat. If you're not touching the floor, that's not a problem. You can bend the knees as much as you need. Bring your hands inside thighs, stepping left leg way back into a lunge and sinking the hips down. So you may be high up onto the fingertips, dropping the left knee down to the floor. You can relax the back toes if you like, or keep them tucked. Now breathing in, gently ease out of your lunge, and then breathing out and gently sink a little bit lower. Again, breathe in, ease off, and breathe out, sink, lifting chest. Trying this just once more, and sinking down. Toes, if it helps, we're sinking back into a half split. Sink back with the hips this time. Now you should find this as a strong hamstring stretch, so bending this knee is perfectly fine. If you're low into this stretch and you want more, walk your fingertips forwards and just keep lifting up through chest and spine. Now breathing in, bend the knee, come forwards just gently. Exhale and sink back into your stretch. We're building trust into the hamstrings, yeah? Easing in gently. Let's just try a few more, easing out. Using the out breath to relax back. With your next in breath, come all the way forwards, flatten that right foot to the floor and sink hips, lift chest. Move with breath, exhale, sink back into that hamstring stretch. One more time, breathe in. Breathing out to press back and stretch here, watching your edge, don't go past it just yet. Well done, coming forwards to lunge. Tuck toes if it helps, forward fold, wide, feet as wide as the mat, let the head go. Take a breath, and then lunge the right foot way back. Sinking the right knee to the floor, relax toes. Notice I'm up on the fingertips so I can find lots of movement. If you can't touch the floor, maybe the fingertips are on a block or on some books here. Breathing in, gently ease out of your lunge. So it's not as much of a stretch in the hips. Exhale, sink down. With your breath. One more with your breath, easing out. Building trust as we back off of the stretch to come back in a little bit deeper each time. Next in-breath, push back, half split. Maybe this leg is really bent this time, maybe it's a little bit more extended. Just notice what it's like on this side. Maybe you're walking the hands further forwards. Either way, try to keep the spine long. Breathe in, ease out. And breathe out, press back. Next breath in, come forwards, flatten that left foot if you can, sink into your lunge. Exhaling, pressing back, finding a little bit more flow with breath. In breath flows forwards. Out breath flows back. Come into that lunge once again. Maybe it helps to tuck toes, stepping into your wide forward fold. Remember how much bend you might need here. In the knees, let the head go. Maybe hold the elbows. A little bit of a ragdoll here. Let the upper body drop. Bring the hands down, well down. Walk back through downward facing dog once again. You can be still or you can move here, however you like. Dropping the knees down to the floor. They can be wide, they can be together. Release toes. Sit back into your child's pose for the first time today. Resting the head down. It may be easier to rest the head onto the forearms, okay? Just finding a position that's comfortable. We just want to use this time here as the body is in stillness. It's resting, just to check back in with the body once again. Okay, so when we move fast through these flows, it's sometimes hard to really listen to the body. So just check back in. If you'd like to here, bring the hands to the lower back. Make fists with the hands and just start to massage into the lower back here. So it's all connected with the hamstrings. So just loosening off. Walking those hands forward. Soon as you're ready, joining me here in downward facing dog, lifting those hips high. This time, bend the knees to help you and walk your hands in towards your feet. Checking in how much bend is needed in the knees here. Drop the head for now. Lengthen up through spine, flat back extension. Again, you may be here on the shins or you may be here on the floor. Exhale, fold. Breathe in, flatten that back, lengthen that spine. And exhale, fold. One more time, breathe in. Exhaling and folding down. This time, roll up through your spine. Head comes up last, all the way up. Rolling those shoulders back. Just a few times here. We're going to find a side bend. Breathing in, reaching those arms up high. Interlace fingers. Point the index fingers directly up to the ceiling if that helps. Exhale, either way, just gently side bend. So I'll just show you here. Just gently side bend one way. Breathe in, center. And breathe out. Breathe in, center. Once more. As you breathe into the center, now you can release those arms down. If you need to roll the wrists at all here, do. Come into a flow. We'll do 3 rounds of this flow. Now we're starting in our chair pose. So come to the back of your mat because we're going to be walking forwards into plank. Feet together if you can. If you need a little more stability, take the feet a little wider. Chair pose now, reaching the arms high and sinking those hips nice and low. So it's everyone's favourite pose, this one, yeah? So we're engaging the quad muscles. So these ones here should be firing up. Let them work, let them shake, yeah? This is the opposing muscle to our hamstrings. As soon as these ones get working, the hamstrings relax. Breathing here, sinking into those hips. We're not here too long. Draw that belly in towards the spine. Stay strong. Take one more breath. Good, well done. And coming down into your fold now. Releasing the hands down. Find your flat back extension. Breathe in, lengthen. Exhale and forward fold. We're going to now walk those hands forwards into a plank. Hands are underneath the shoulders. Knees, if you'd like to, they're going to drop down to the floor. Release toes lower with the elbows into the floor. Cobra pose, lifting, squeezing back of body. Pressing back into your downward facing dog, lift hips high. Remember that bend in your knees. If you need it, you're here. Working with me, working with the breath now. Breathing in and lift up onto your toes. Breathe out, press out of your hands and help the heels down. Twice more, breathe in. Breathing out. Once more. Okay, we're going to walk the hands in towards the feet. So bend the knees as much as is needed. And come on in. Bend the knees and stand. Exhale and just draw those hands in front of the chest. Just taking a moment here. Take a full breath in and out. Notice if you're going too far into these stretches or not. How are we feeling? Remember to choose the lower options if you need. 2 more rounds now. Lifting, extending those arms, sinking down into your chair pose. Stay with me here. Let's just take a few breaths together. Let those thighs work strong. Maybe the breath is stronger here. Try not to grip the floor with the toes. Relaxing your toes. It's all in those thighs. One more breath. And when you're ready, come forwards into that fold, releasing down. Breathe in, flat back. Breathe out, forward fold. How much bend is needed in the knees to walk forwards into your plank. You can stay on your toes or drop your knees lower, down through chaturanga, elbows in. Option for cobra, stay low or lift into your upward facing dog. Push back into your down dog now, stay here. Checking in with the breath. Hands about shoulder width, feet are roughly hip width apart. 3 breaths this time as we breathe in, bend your knees. How close can the chest come to the knees? Exhale, extend. Once again, breathe in, bend, close that space. Exhale. Try once more. walking those hands in. Find your forward fold. Bend those knees and stand. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Take a breath once again. Feet can be together or slightly apart. One last time, chair pose. Reaching those arms high, sinking low. Drawing that tailbone under here. So what we're trying to do is tuck that pelvis. Staying with me now. Take one more strong breath in and out. Releasing down, come to fold. Next time you breathe in, flatten and lengthen up through spine. And then fold, come down. Walk forwards, find your plank. Breathe in. Exhale as we lower knees or toes towards the floor. Breathing in, lifting, squeezing those thighs. Once again, those quads, they're working strong. Find your down dog with me. Something a little bit different. Step your feet as wide as your mat, your hands as wide as your mat. Now, push out of those hands, lift your tailbone high. You can stay still or sway from side to side. Just see how that feels here. In your own time, with your own breath. Feeling the stretch in a different place, a new place. How does the breath help you? Coming to center when you're ready. We will relax this time with the knees as wide as your mat and the big toes coming together. Sit back into your child's pose once again. Find whichever option helps you here. Just resting, okay? So we've got a little bit of time. We've got enough time to really check back in, to keep your focus. Maybe just focus on the feel of the breath, the belly moving, expanding and contracting. Stay here. Taking 2 more full breaths just for you here. 2 more breaths, relaxing on the out breath. And to help us up now, draw those hands forwards. Help those knees back underneath the hips. For downward dog, walk those feet forwards this time. Find a fold. If it feels okay, roll up through your spine once again. Let's come to standing all together. Once we're here, just find a little bit of movement through the shoulders. Once again, maybe shake out those legs a few times. Amazing. Again, feet together if you can, slightly parted if you need. This is our last standing flow, okay? So again, we're going to try to get the fronts of the legs engaged more so we can really sink into the hamstrings as we're now really nice and warm, I hope. So we will start in chair pose. We won't be there long. Breathe in, reach arms up. Exhale, bring those hands to heart center. This time, sink into chair, tuck tailbone. Just one breath. Squeeze thighs. Breathing in, lifting your right knee up. Reach your arms really, really high. Pushing out of the foot in the floor, we find warrior three. This time sweep the leg way back. Now sweep your arms way back. Bring your palms to face down to the floor. Doesn't matter how much of a bend is in your standing knee. No right or wrong there today. Breathe in, lifting the knee high. Exhale, warrior three, last time. Take another breath here. Breathe in, lifting that knee. This time, reach up to the sky with those fingertips. We're going to hold. Not for long, engaging here. See if we can extend the leg for a breath. Well done. This time, bend the knee, sweep back, finding warrior two to start with for triangle. So actually extend up through legs. Lovely. Let's set this one up. So if you're facing me, don't worry where we are, but pointing the left toes to the top of the mat, pointing the right toes directly in front of you. And square the hips towards me, reaching those arms wide. Now we want to reach with the left fingertips as far as we can go, and to do so, the hips tilt. Keep on reaching, and when you're ready, bring your hand to touch down to the leg. And that can be on the shin, it can be high, maybe you're to the floor today. Just take a few breaths, pushing those feet out of the floor. One more full breath. Keeping the core very strong to lift us back up. Well done, sink into your warrior two, deep bend into the left knee. Just take one breath here. Well done, coming up towards center, pointing the toes towards me as we just switch to the other side. So we just want to step the feet the other way. Breathing in, reaching your arms high. Exhale, hands come center, come down into that chair pose. And I promise this is the last time we're here today. So drop those hips low, engage those thighs. One breath. This time as you breathe in, lift your left knee and reach both arms up high. Stay here. Next out breath, sweep back, warrior three. Try to keep the hips square to the floor. This top hip wants to open, square it up. Breathing in, knee high, and reach. Sweeping back, last time here. Knee comes high, reach up. Once again, you can stay here if you like, but we really need to get the front of the leg going. One last time, extend if you can. There's shaking, that's okay. One breath. Keep it high if you can. Well done, bend the knee. Okay, step back. Try to find that triangle position for the legs. So just like warrior two, very, very similar. Right toes extend to top of mat, left toes point forwards. Now, square off those hips. Open the chest. Reach with the right fingertips. When you're ready to, come on down and hold. I didn't mention on the other side, but the head can rest anywhere that is comfortable. Maybe you can look up, maybe forwards, maybe down. Breathe in through your nose, breathe out through your nose. One more breath with me here. Again, the core needs to be strong, and we push out of the floor through both feet as we lift. Sink into warrior two just for a breath with me. Extending up through both legs, pointing the toes forwards and relaxing the arms down. So shaking the arms and rolling the shoulders if you need. Move round through the legs if you need. We're taking a wide forward fold. So keeping the legs wide as they are. Sometimes it helps to bring the toes slightly in, okay, but just experiment with that as we come down. Bring your hands onto your hips. The one thing with this is try not to keep looking forwards. It's just a forward fold and just listening in to my cues. So breathe in and lengthening up. Exhale, hinge from your hips if you can. So we want no rounding in the shoulders or spine. Hinge from hips. If you feel you need to adjust the feet wider or narrower, you can. Come to about halfway. So imagine that your spine is like a tabletop. You can rest a glass of water right here. Notice the legs having to fire up to hold. Just hold. Breathe. And if you'd like to release the fingertips down towards the floor, if they can make it there. Keeping that long spine, one more breath. And if you'd like to, releasing all the way down into your fold now, all the way down. Letting the head release to the floor, stay down. If you want to experiment now with shifting the weight towards the toes, shifting the weight towards the heels, just see how it feels. Letting go completely on every out breath. Breathe out, relax. Well done. Breathing in, lifting up onto those fingertips if we can. Lengthen up through spine. Now, fire up the legs. Bring those hands onto the hips, long spine as we return back to center. Well done. As soon as you are here in center, let's get the legs moving a little bit. Come back, shake them out. Good, okay. So coming back towards the top of the mat now. Bringing ourselves to the floor, reach up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold, give up the knees, a deep bend if they need. Inhale, flatten that back, extend. This time, step back into downward dog. Hold, take a breath. Knees drop down to the floor, child's pose, take a breath. Or two, or three. Relax. Lifting once again, down dog. So we are going to come into our pigeon pose. From our pigeon pose, we'll come round into a hamstring stretch, a seated hamstring stretch, okay? If you need to sit back into child's pose at any time, that's fine. Tuck toes, lift hips. Can we bring, to start with, the right knee forwards behind the right wrist. Kick this right foot underneath the body slightly and slide the left knee back. So everyone is, again, very, very different. So if it looks nothing like this, that's fine. If this is really hard, sit your right hip to the floor and bend up the back knee, shoulders square forwards. Wherever we are, just lift high onto the fingertips here. Close the eyes if it helps. Really focusing in on the out breath and how that out breath feels for this pose, for the hips. If you're with me in your full pigeon pose here and you want to try tucking your back toes under, you can. Sometimes the back knee can lift off the floor and we have to squeeze the back thigh to do so. Don't worry if you're not here. Just taking one more breath. Releasing knee and toes, dropping the right hip to the floor if it's not already. Bring your back leg all the way around in front of you. Okay, so now we're setting up for this half forward fold. The right heel into the groin. So again, if you need a bend in the knee, please find that now, yeah? Maybe you can straighten out the leg. So, breathing in to find that space in spine, stretch high. Breathing out, keep the spine long for as long as you can. Now if you can hold the foot, great. If you can hold the calf muscle, great. Or maybe just behind the thigh to come forward. Just like we did near the start of class, breathing in and chest comes forwards and spine lengthens. Breathing out to ease down into your stretch. In your own time. One more breath. This time releasing the head down, just hold here, maybe release the head off, the neck muscles, side to side, up and down, releasing off. Maybe you can find the leg extending a little further. Easing all down, rolling up through your spine now. Find yourself back in center, bring your hands behind you. The hips don't need to lift, but just draw the shoulders back, lift chest, one breath. We come back round to find pigeon pose on the other side. So bring this left leg back behind you. Bring your hands down to the floor and any way you want to, come to your down dog. Walk it out if you need. This time, bring your left knee forwards behind your left wrist. Keep the foot a little bit through the midline of the body and sliding that right knee back, lift high. Once again, this hip may be on the floor, you may be bending up the back knee. Don't stress about looking a certain way here, just close your eyes, notice how it feels. Try and release on the out breath, relax on the out breath. If you're wanting a little bit more today, tuck your back toes under. Maybe you can squeeze up through the thigh and lift the knee. Whichever option we're in, notice how different it feels on this side. Maybe it feels the same. Everyone releasing down and dropping that left hip to the floor. Bring your right leg all the way around in front of you as we set up once again. Left heel into the groin. Bend up if you need to through the knee. Breathe in, lengthen. And breathe out, fold. with our breath. As you breathe in, chest draws forward and spine lengthens. We ease off very gently. And as we breathe out, we relax down. If you have got hold of the foot or the thigh anywhere here, bend the arms and helping yourself down with that out breath each time. With your next out breath, pulling forwards, relaxing the head down. If you need to release that neck once again, do that here. Walking those fingertips in, help yourself up to center. Once again, hands behind, shoulders roll back, chest lifts. Breathe in, breathe out. Well done, come forwards. Let's go into a version of our star pose. So bring the soles of the feet towards each other. Let the knees open wide. Now from here, you can take the feet a little further away, push them a little further away, and start to help the soles of the feet to the ceiling. Begin to lengthen up through spine as we've talked about through this class today. Now, as I said, the whole back body is connected, so the hamstrings will release if we release our fascia, which is a tissue, runs from the base of the feet all the way through the back of the body, forwards into the jaw, the back of the neck. So that's why we've done lots of releasing for the neck as well. So if you want to, while you're here, just massage into the base of the feet, the soles of the feet. Easing off. And if you feel you'd like to draw the chest forwards, come a little deeper into your fold, you can. Take some really strong deep breaths in and out the nose. One more breath wherever we are. And coming up to center, we're coming to lay on our backs. We are almost done. We're just coming into one more stretch for the hamstrings and a twist for the spine. So come on down, hug those knees in if that helps, a little rock if you need. Now we'd like to hug the left knee in towards the chest. Bring the right foot down to the floor. Now if you find you can extend that right leg all the way, then you can come into this one here. If not, bend up, foot to the floor. Take hold behind the thigh. Take a breath in here. As you exhale, begin to extend the leg. That may mean the knee needs to come away. Keep the heel to the ceiling, and then breathing in, bend the knee, hug in. Exhale, extending, toes to shins. Inhale, bend, twice more. Help draw the leg closer. Once more. This time, this may be enough, stay, or maybe you can take hold a little further up the leg. This is your hamstring stretch, toes towards shins. Last couple breaths here, if you'd like more. Exhaling, lifting the head, the shoulders, the chest, bring the nose a little closer to the knee if you like. A little drawing in as you bend the elbows. One more breath. Releasing the head back down to the floor, bending into the knee. Let's find our twist today. Hold the outer side of the left knee. Left arm wide. Let's help it all the way over. For our spinal twist today. Now you may notice you need to just shuffle the hips around, maybe shuffle the shoulders around. Close your eyes. Every time you breathe out, just letting go somewhere, maybe the shoulders, maybe the hips, maybe the jaw. One more breath. Come to center with me and helping both of those knees into the chest. Hugging them in once again as we come into our last pose, as we just do that on the other side. Hugging the right knee in, left foot to the floor. Maybe on this side you can extend, maybe not. Hold behind that right thigh. Take a breath in. Exhale, extending the leg. Notice if it needs to draw away from the body first. Toes to shins. Inhale, bend, squeeze. Exhaling, extend. Twice more. Maybe we're helping it a little closer. This time as we extend, finding that edge, maybe we can hold a little further up. Relax your shoulders. If you're good here, please just stay. Or maybe the head wants to lift. Maybe the chest wants to lift, nose towards the knee. Pull the leg in, last time here. Take a breath. Release head down, bending the knee, last pose. Come into your twist, take the right arm wide. And help that right knee all the way over. Finding your spinal twist, close your eyes. And just breathe, just let go. One more slow breath, just for yourself. Before centering once again and hugging the knees once again. Just be still or moving here. Coming into that last pose, our Shavasana, our relaxation pose to finish. As soon as you are ready, as soon as you're ready to come still, extending those legs out, taking those arms a little wide of the body. If it helps to lift the hips and tuck the tailbone, lift the shoulders, puffing the chest up gently so we can breathe naturally into the whole body. Now, of course, stay here in your Shavasana. I'm just going to come to seated just so I can speak a little bit more clearly for you here. So So the eyes are closed. If they're not already, close the eyes. We've got 5 minutes until the class is finished. Just 5 minutes. So start to breathe. Notice how the breath leads, and then the mind follows the breath. Just like at the start of class, just like when we were settling in to our space, into our practice. We need this time now for the body and the mind to come back into balance with each other. So breathing in and noticing the very top of the breath. Breathing out and riding that breath all the way to the end when the lungs are empty. The breath leads and the mind follows. So maybe your mind's wandered into thinking about the jobs that need to be done, thinking about what you're going to do after the class, and maybe you're thinking, my mind can't focus, I can't sit still. Think about all of these as just thoughts, just those thoughts that are arising in our minds. Just notice that they're there and let them go. Let them go and just allow yourself to relax on each out-breath that you take just for the last minute. Let yourself relax with every out-breath. And just letting go of your focus now. Start to deepen the breath and move into the body if that feels good. Or maybe you'd just like to stay here a little longer and just stay. If you're moving through the body, and if you'd like to return to seated with me now, you can. Wherever we are, just leaving the eyes closed, staying within. One more moment. One more breath for yourself. If you're with me, maybe drawing the hands to heart center, bowing down, namaste. Well done, thank you. once again everyone for joining